Awesome, awesome. I don't know who Theo is and is recording. Is that you, Karim?
Yeah, that's me.
Amazing, amazing. I think you're on a mobile device. If you wanna like put on a landscape mode ili watu waweze kuona the picture vizuri, that would be amazing as well.
Umesema?
Your, I don't know if it's just me, but on the computer, your screen looks vertical. You kama unatumia nanilia device ya simu,
No, no, no.
unatumia simu.
I'm using a PC.
Um,
I haven't started sharing anything. Kwa hiyo this is somebody else. Huyu anaitwa Theobald Cornelius Whiteboard.
okay, I thought that was you.
No, no.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, karibuni sana guys. I think we have 11 people. This we're approaching the 10 minute mark. I think saa mbili na dakika kumi tutaanza, tutafanya introduction, then we can kick it from there. But yeah, welcome to Duniayetu. This is our first cohort. It's a free learning class, so karibu sana, kuwa huru. We're hoping to do this more often and invite more people to come join and have a very amazing space where we can learn together and build the future for technology that we want to be a part of and have products that come out of it. So kama ni mara yako ya kwanza, kwa wetu sisi pia ni mara yetu ya kwanza kuwa kwenye session kama hizi za online classes, but we're hoping ziwe impactful. So kuwa huru, uliza maswali, tujenge community ya pamoja ambayo tunaweza tukashirikiana na tukajenga kitu amazing together. My name is Victor Muhagacho. Sometimes I go by Msafiri. I'm a builder. I've been building the Web3 space for almost 5 years now, so it's been quite an amazing journey. And I'm super excited about this cohort. I hope tuweze kufungua like a hub where we can share knowledge and build different products that leverages advanced technologies and many more things to come. Uh, I'm part of the co-founder team ya Duniayetu in terms of this knowledge sharing journey, and I'm hoping throughout this process mweze kutujua na tuweze kushare knowledge pamoja na tuendelee kufanya session ever so often. So sessions zetu zitakuwa kama hizi weekly online sessions, na we're hoping tunakutana physically Jumamosi. So kama ni mara unataka kukutana like after we learn all these things, it will be amazing, and I hope to even issue certificate mwishoni za knowledge ambayo tutajifunza pamoja na tutoke tumetengeneza hata product kadhaa. So let's make this learning experience engaging. Ukiwa na maswali uliza, we'll try to capture these sessions and share them later. So yeah, feel free and karibu sana. Well, I'll let Karim start this session. He'll be the one leading us. Na kwanza kujitambulisha na pia we can start from here. I think we are almost on the 10 minute mark, so we should be good.
Yeah. So good evening, everyone. So my name is Karim. I'm a builder as well. I've been building for quite some time right now. So I would like wait, let me share. Wait, yeah. So this is me, Karim. Yeah, as you can see, Karim right here. So if you don't mind, I would like for each and every one of us to introduce himself or herself, maybe in a quick reveal of your face so that we can see you. Get to put a face on each name. If it's possible, it's okay. If it's not, then you can just simply introduce yourself very quick. So we're gonna start with Baraka Jimmy.
Alright, kwa jina mimi naitwa Baraka Mangesho, ni computer science pale UDSM mwaka wa pili. Kwa nilipo interest sana na mambo ya blockchain. Kwa pia I'm eager to learn something from this community na pia kudevelop na hivyo kubuild pia community na pia kucontribute kwenye advance kwenye blockchain, kwenye especially kwenye nchi yetu Tanzania ambao tupo nyuma sana ukilinganisha na Kenya na nchi zingine za Afrika.
Nice, Baraka Jimmy. Okay, so let's move on to Salim Kachemela.
Sijui kama nasikika.
Yeah, unasikika, unasikika.
Yeah, mimi naitwa Salim Kachemela. I'm actually in Dodoma right now. That's where I reside.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
No city, stand up. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'm actually in Dodoma. I'm also a builder as well. Actually, I work as a software developer with one of the commissions here in Dodoma. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Nice, nice. You're welcomed. You're warmly welcomed. Tuingie kwa SJ. Is it SJ? Yeah. SJ, yeah. Hello, SJ, are you around?
Yeah. Samahani, nilikuwa ndo natoka ofisini hapa and I had to
Sasa,
join.
okay,
I had to join too. But yeah, niko Dar es Salaam pia. I'm interested in everything blockchain, especially kwenye fintech space kwa sababu I feel like yes, kuna a lot of use cases, specific use cases ambazo we can address them. So community kama hii hapa inanipa chance ya first of all to understand, kwa sababu kubwa sasa hivi ni ku understand kwangu mimi, not so much implementation but to understand what is possible. Yeah, so yeah, that's more about me.
Okay, nice. So let's move on to this guy ambaye amejiita HP.
Sorry, Brian, can you do you mind kumute mic yako? Naona unasikika hapo, Brian. Thanks.
Naam, hello guys. Nasikika, si ndio? Kwa majina naitwa Hood Said Buhero, ni mwanafunzi wa UDSM mwaka wa 3. Ni software developer lakini pia blockchain developer for 2 years. I'm a bit experienced kidogo na Solidity. And nataka ni upgrade my skills kuja kuhamia kwenye Rust ku explore other ecosystems kama Polkadot na Solana. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, to move hapo kwa Ryan Mrema. Brian. Seems Brian hayupo. So let's move on to Joseph Alphonse. I mean Josephat Alphonse. Josephat, pia yupo. Okay, so let's go to Kadioko Mariki.
Hello.
Josephat, okay, Josephat, continue.
Yeah, samani kidogo nipo barabarani.
Okay.
Sawa.
Sasa you can endelea.
Nasikika?
Yeah, unasikika.
Yeah, kwa majina naitwa Josephat Alfonsi. Mimi ni blockchain trainer na natoka kampuni ya BAM, kama mnaifahamu, Board African Movement, ni kama event planner pale. Kwa hiyo niko hapa kwa ajili ya kuungana na nyinyi vijana wenzangu. Kwa hiyo yes, hivyo tumekana.
Sawa, nice. Okay, to Kadioko Mariki. Okay, Kadioko seems labda Fatima amesema ametuma text. Msanii. Msanii, are you around? Okay, msanii pia is not around. Theobadi Cornelius. Theobadi Cornelius. Okay, pia people around. Okay, I have Vina Frank Mapunda. Yeah, Vina Frank. You guys, what I'm around au kuna shida na mics nini? Okay, Vina is.
Yeah, my name is Vina Frank Mapunda, nasoma chuo cha DIT na ningependa kujifunza zaidi kwenye mambo ya blockchain, nasoma kozi ya IT. Ningependa kuungana na nyinyi.
Okay, nice. Tuende kwa Emmanuel LR.
Hello, poa. Kwa majina naitwa Leonard and just nikuwa blockchain content creator na vitu vinginevyo kama hivyo, so I think ni opportunity nzuri kuchimba zaidi ndani kuhusiana na blockchain especially kwenye coding, so nipo tayari kujifunza na kupata experience. Bless you.
That's nice. Tuende kwa Julius Marenga, could you introduce yourself? Lakini pia before Julius introduces himself, nahisi almost wote wameisha, right? Yeah. So before Julius introduces himself, on the part team ya Duniayetu plus the trainers, so there is me, Karim Nyumba, there is Asante Ntiro, there is Julius Marenga, and there is David Machuche plus Victor Mohagach. So all of the guys will introduce themselves, then we're gonna get started with today's session. So Julius, the floor is yours.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Julius Marenga. I'm a software engineer and also a blockchain developer. I've been blockchain developer for like up 3 years. So yeah, I've been building in EVM and also started building with on the Rust with Stella. So I'm happy to be here as a facilitator and a part of the team of Duniayetu.
Machuche, could you take the floor?
Yeah, mambo vipi mazee? My name is David Machuche, lakini most people call me Machuche. Niko Dar es Salaam hapa, also like a Web3 builder. I've been in the space for around 4 or 5 years. I'm also active.
Machuche, are you done? Okay, let's move to Asante Ntiro.
Oi, mambo vipi wadau? Kwa majina naitwa Asante Ntiro. Ni mtaalamu wa Control C na Control V, and nitakuwa nashirikiana na kina Karim hapa na Julius Chuche kuletea mambo matamu ya blockchain.
So nice, Machuche. Victor, do you need to reintroduce yourself?
No, I think that was solid.
Okay, so. Okay, so so far this session is going to be a very interactive class. So we are going to start from beginner basics, yani beginner level, and it will be moving towards the coding part. And basically how it is structured is basically that you understand first of all the history of Web 1, Web 2, and 3, then understand what blockchain is, and basically understanding a particular language into writing your very first smart contract. So yeah, so feel free. This is this should be an interactive session. Whenever you have a question, whenever ujaelewa, yes, you can hold up, ask a question. So yeah, let's let me just share my screen up, and then we're going to get started. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, nice. Okay, okay, so we're going to get started. So, before I introduce the fact of Web 3.0, which is the major session Leo. So first of all, I want to take us back to history, right? Back to history on where we have been until mpaka leo tumefika. So we're going to start with ourselves, as in tujaribu wait. Okay. So tujaribu kukumbuka as in how many of us hapa ambao labda unakuta una search something on the internet, labda asubuhi unaamka una search maybe shoes labda, au unaangalia kununua maybe your Vans sneakers nini, then later on kama like 5 hours later on unakuta same particular advertisements zinaletwa on your on your screen. So basically this happens because we are in an era ambayo inaitwa Web 2.0. So essentially ni kwamba we are in an era of Web 2.0 where data is controlled with specific companies, right? Kwamba they basically, they get information from us. So looking back in history, tumetoka from Web 1 to Web 3, but before Web 1.0, there was Web 0, right? It's called the pre-internet era. So Web 0, basically it's a type of, it was a stage in the part of our lives ambapo tulikuwa basically tunatumia either telegraphs ama telephone to communicate. So in order for you to communicate, you use telegraphs ama telephone. So basically you have someone at one end, alafu kunakuwa very long maybe telephone line ambayo it connects you to the person in the other end. Lakini ukiachana hiyo kunakuwa na switchboards imradi uweze ku switch between people and so forth. So there was basically kwamba you simply sit with the phone and call someone else huko in order to communicate through cables, right? The cables can run very far, yani zinaweza zikawa na umbali mrefu sana. So then comes Web 1.0 ambayo ndo the internet part ilikuwa imeanza. So in Web 1.0, ama it's also known as the read-only type of internet. It's basically ni kwamba the websites were basically static and were owned by certain companies. So it was essentially kama vile unasoma a dictionary. You're just consuming information, one-way type of communication. Yani you're consuming information rather than an interactive session. It went on around early 2000s ambapo there was an introduction to Web 2.0, which introduced, apart from reading only, lakini pia introduced the writing part of it. Kwamba it was a read and write type of internet. Ambao this era ndo ambao tupo nao mpaka leo. Basically hii ni ina two-way interaction, so you can consume information, lakini pia you can also put information. For instance, ukichukua social medias, you can consume information from people, lakini pia you can put your information for other people to consume, right? So this is the Web 2.0 part of the internet. Then tukaje sasa the future of the internet as we talk about inaitwa the Web 3.0. Now it introduces the owning part of the internet. Sasa when we say owning, basically so there is reading, writing ambao tumeshaangalia from Web 2.0, then there is owning part of the internet. So the own part basically refers kwamba users kwamba they are truly owning their digital assets, identities and data, right? Unlike Web 2.0 ambapo big companies like Facebook, Google, Meta, they control your data and profit from it. Now Web 3 sasa inakupa full ownership and control. Basically, it's like that. tunaweza tukaizungumzia ownership in such a way kwamba if something is written in Web 3.2 ama the blockchain core, at its core Web3 introduces blockchain and cryptocurrencies. So when something is written in the blockchain, so basically, kwanza no one can change it, lakini but also the creator stays the same. Kwa ensures that something that is written ni ya mtu fulani forever, right? Unless labda kama kukiwa na mambo mengine. Lakini also we can also think of ownership in another way, labda in terms of digital money, right? Tukawa tuna kwamba if you earn labda your crypto, it's yours, kwamba you don't need any permission from anyone labda to spend it, save it ama invest it. So it's basically yours, right? And so forth and so forth. So ownership can be looked in several different perspectives. Unaweza ukaangalia ownership in terms of NFTs, kwamba proof of ownership of digital assets, yani so forth and so forth and so forth. That is the ownership part of Web 3.0. So before I continue to introduction to blockchain ambayo imekuwa introduced as a core technology used in Web 3.0 mpaka hapo, is anyone having any question, any doubts, any place ambapo mtu hajaelewa? You can simply just maybe open your mic and speak, or give it like 1-2 seconds. Kama if there is no one ambaye open the mic, then I'll continue.
Yeah, maybe just to point it out hapo, I think kwa sababu mwanzo pale walisema kuna wengine wana familiarity na Web3 and blockchain, wasishangae kwa sababu tunaanza upya. I think it's because of the schedule we decided to shape it in a way ambayo inaweza kuaccommodate kila mtu. So we're gonna have bootcamps physically on Saturdays pia, ili kuweza kufanya zile hands-on workshops sasa huko mbeleni na from now forth. So just wanted to point that out. But yeah, over to you guys.
Nice. Cool. Seems no one has a question, right? Yeah, kama Machuche alivyosema, so it's basically for everyone. So ndio maana tumeanzia huko mwanzoni. Okay, so now we're moving to introduction to blockchain as a core technology used in Web 3.0, right? Sasa, what is a blockchain? So there is a very long definition according to the national standards, right? Lakini basically, what a blockchain means is basically like a chain of blocks interlinked together. Simple as that, like a chain of blocks interlinked together. Then, sasa tutaanza kuichambua as in what is a block, how are they interlinked together, and so forth and so forth. So, a block is basically a transactional record, kwamba it contains data, right? Data is put into blocks, different blocks that are interlinked together with the hash of previous block ambayo inakuwa interlinked to the next block. We all see hizi blocks, hashes, hizo tutaziona later on, lakini for now just know kwamba blockchain is a chain of blocks interlinked together in such a way kwamba itakuwa tamper resistant, pia itakuwa collaborative, right? Now, so essentially, this is a sample of how the blockchain is, right? So you have this block 1, block 2, block 3, and so forth, and so forth, and so forth, right? Well, the previous block is interlinked to the next block in the chain, evo, endlessly. So whenever a transaction is done, a new block is added kwenye mwisho wa chain, evo inaendelea. So we'll see what a hash is. We'll see what a nonce is. We'll see what a hash, the data, how easy zinaunganikana, how the hashes are formed, what is a nonce, and so forth. So let's go into the types of blockchain. So the major types of blockchain zipo tatu, right? The public, the private one, the consortium one, and there is also extended version of blockchain updated to the hybrid blockchain, which combines public and private blockchain. So we'll look into public, private, hybrid and consortium. Public tutaangalia pia na use cases zake pamoja na advantages na disadvantages, same as private blockchain. Sasa in public blockchain, so hapa, so there is hiyo definition ambayo it is a permissionless non-restrictive ledger technology. Anyone with internet connection can basically sign up for it. Lakini essentially what a public blockchain is basically ni kwamba, let's say for instance, imagine labda a public blockchain ni kama sehemu like a giant town square, labda sehemu ambapo it's public, everyone can go, right? It's like a giant digital town square where anyone can join, speak, and see everything that is happening. So it is completely open to anyone with internet connection ambaye anaweza participate in becoming a node. A node is basically meaning like a computer, right? That helps run the blockchain. So Bitcoin is a public blockchain, Ethereum, NIA, and so forth. So tukija tukiangalia the advantages na the disadvantages of public blockchain. So in the advantages ni kwamba we have public blockchain is trustable. So why is it trustable? Ni kwamba in public blockchain ni kwamba no one needs to trust each other directly because the system itself ensures fairness, right? For instance, kwenye Bitcoin, in Bitcoin blockchain, wanatumia so we also see this, like there is certain consensus mechanism called the proof of work mechanism, ambapo make sure no one can cheat. So essentially, if someone tries to fake a transaction, the whole network will reject it. It's like having labda yani macho kibao yanakuwa yanaangalia every move that one is making. So it is basically trustable. It's a very trustable type of blockchain. The second advantage ni kusema secure. So it's basically ni kwamba hapa tunamaanisha kwamba the more the people join the network, the harder it becomes for hackers to break in. We'll see in action kwamba watu kweli wakiwa wana join many, yani watu wakiwa wengi, as in inakuwa very hard for hackers to tamper with that type of blockchain. We'll see it in action later on. Lakini for now, just know that the more the people, the harder it becomes for hackers to break in. So yani hapa ni kama vile una imagine labda a bank, right? A bank, maybe you're trying to rob a bank that is guarded by millions of security guards. So unakuta benki na kuwa guarded labda na walinzi 1,000, walinzi 10,000, right? So na hii guarded na mtu mmoja tu. Kwa the likelihood of you tampering with it itakuwa very hard, right? And the third advantage is public blockchain is open and transparent. So everything is out in the open. Every transaction is visible to everyone. So transparency pia builds trust, right? For instance, if a government uses a public blockchain for voting, citizens can verify that their votes were counted correctly without needing to trust politicians. Because you can actually verify whatever you want to verify by yourself without needing a third party. Sasa kwenye disadvantages kuna kitu kinaitwa lower TPS ama lower transactions per second. So lower transaction per second is basically due ni kwamba since so many computers are involved in verifying the transactions, right? Kwamba ndo hizi nodes, the computers are these nodes, and verifying the transactions, things can get slow, right? Kwa imagine labda waiting in line kwenye umeenda kununua kitu, you're waiting in line ambapo cashier has labda kuwahudumia watu labda watu 100. Kwa umeenda sehemu ambapo kuna one cashier has to kuwahudumia watu 100 and a place that has 100 cashiers, a place that has okay, wait. Okay. So and another place that there are 100 cashiers ambapo in order wewe uweze kufanya hiyo purchase yako, you have to pass through every cashier. Oh, it's kind of a little bit of slow, right? Or it's basically not the fastest. There is also scalability issues kwamba as more people join in, the system can struggle to keep up, right? Ni kama vile tuseme hapa mfano gani utakuwa mzuri? Ni kama vile barabara kwamba barabara zetu labda za Tanzania, they work fine when there are not many toll cars, lakini when the traffic piles up unakuta everything slows down, right? Lakini pia there is an issue of high energy consumption kwamba some public blockchains, for instance, the Bitcoin blockchain requires massive amounts of electricity to run, right? It's like ni kama vile una run factory of supercomputers non-stop, or it's high energy consumption, lakini pia it's not good for the environment. Then let's see some use cases. Yeah, easy public blockchains. I've mentioned just a few ambao ni voting and fundraising, but there are so many. Cool. Wait. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So governments can use these public blockchains to conduct voting, ensuring openness and trust. Hapa, for instance, we have countries like Switzerland, ambapo there is a company called Agora, is relying on public blockchains to ensure fairness and preventing fraud in voting. You can look it up, a company called Agora. But also, for instance, kuna hii fundraising, right? Kwamba businesses and initiatives can use public blockchain to improve transparency and trust. Hii sana sana labda you can say kwenye startups often raise money through ICOs, the initial coin offerings on public blockchains, right? For your investors can track exactly where the funds go, kwamba na reduce scams. Then we'll look at what a private blockchain is. So Quapa is basically a permission-based type of blockchain that is used in a closed network. So consider this maybe like a very exclusive club, right? Kwamba only invited members can join, and everything that happens behind the closed doors stays there. So, and everything happens behind closed doors. Kwamba only the members ndo wanajua what's happening. These types of blockchains basically zinakuwa zinatumika kwenye companies ama organizations. Yeah, for instance, Walmart, pia so there is a hyperledger fabric. The type of examples ambazo hizo private blockchains, hyperledger fabric na Corda. Types ya kampuni ambazo is, has someone opened the mic? Okay. So. Okay. So in the advantages and disadvantages or in private blockchains, hapa tutakuwa sasa na speed kwa sababu kama a few people they are allowed, maana utakuwa na fewer nodes, right, in a private network rather than in a public one. Kwa maana the TPS rate itakuwa high, yani the transactions per second zitakuwa high. And scalability ni kwamba they can grow very easily because hawana a lot of users, or they can grow up. So here you can customize them to fit your needs. Yeah, as it unaweza ukaongeza members, whatever. Yeah. In disadvantages, so there is a need for trust building. So there is a need for trust building. Kwa sababu only a few people are involved, thus you need to trust those people completely, right? If one person misbehaves, it could ruin the whole system. Yani ni kama vile una trust rafiki zako weka siri yako. Kwa manake kama mmoja akispill out the beans, everyone finds out. Sorry, mtu ambaye haja mute mic yake. Mike Kabero, please, can you mute your mic? Ama you have a question? Okay, so it wasn't a question. Pia kuna low security because hakuna verifiers wengi, right? Or it's easier to breach. There is also issue ya centralization. Kwa manake kama kuna centralization, kwa manake kutakuwa na central IAM, Identity and Access Management System to perform the functions. Use cases, you can do like internal voting. Companies can use private blockchains for internal voting decisions, like labda voting on company policies au labda choosing board members ama leaders. There is also issue ya supply chain management, asset ownership and so forth. The other type of blockchain sasa itaitwa hybrid type of blockchain. Kwa hii itakuwa ina combine the advantages of private and public type of blockchain, ambapo basically ni kwamba you get to choose what data is public while the rest stays private. Kwa hii inakupa kama flexibility kwamba you can share some info openly while keeping other sensitive details labda chini ya kapeti. So hapa kama unavyoona kwa in this diagram ni kwamba this is a public type of blockchain and this is a private type of blockchain, and the hybrid one inaweka characteristics ya public pamoja na ya private. So then you get a public type of blockchain. So I didn't get into much details with the hybrid and consortium, like kama huku nilivyofanya kwenye advantages and disadvantages, but kwa sababu hapa you can basically see na connect public na private, so you can deduce the advantages and disadvantages as well. On the type ya consortium type of blockchain ni kwamba hapa sasa ni kama vile is like a group project, so where only certain team members have editing rights. A select group of organization manake zina manage the blockchain together, ensuring shared control and responsibility. Or it's also known as federated type of blockchain. Kama kusema is controlled by predetermined nodes ama computers. It has a validator node that is responsible for initiating, receiving, and validating each transaction. So yeah, that was it on types of blockchain. Does anyone have a question on paka hapo tulipofikia before I move on to the history of blockchain? So you can simply just open your mic. Okay.
Yeah. I have a question. Kwenye consortium blockchain hapo nimeona kwenye hiyo nini diagram umeonyesha hizo nodes ziko kama public blockchain. Is it possible for those nodes to also be private or hybrid? Sio kama swali nimeeleweka.
Okay, so kama nimekuelewa vizuri, swali lako ni kwamba umeuliza in a consortium type of blockchain. Kwenye hii diagram yake ni kwamba inaonekana kama it is made of public blockchains, several public blockchains, right?
Yeah.
So you're asking if these public blockchains kama zinaweza zikatumia private blockchains, right? Is that your question?
Yeah, my question is hapo umetolea mfano wa hizo nodes ziko public. Does it apply only to public blockchain or can be private or can it be hybrid?
Okay. Yeah. So basically, yeah. Kwa kwenye consortium ni kwamba you can also use private blockchains as part of the infrastructure. So, kwa ni kwamba you basically ni kwamba unachagua tu a group of pre-selected organizations ama entities to control the network. That's it. Lakini the type of blockchain that is made of, you can use a private blockchain.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so. Anyone else? Okay, so let's continue. Okay. So sasa hivi we are moving to the history of blockchain. So the very first concept blockchain, it was introduced around the year 1991 by these two guys, Stuart Haber and W. Scott, ambapo basically wenyewe walikuwa wameintroduce in such a way ya kwamba kupata a time stamp digit, yani in order to time stamp digit documents to prevent backdating or tampering. So this is the very first concept of blockchain ambapo imetumika kwamba walikuwa in order to prevent backdating digital documents. Kwamba if a document is dated leo, kwamba someone cannot tamper with it, kuonyesha kwamba it was dated labda 2 years back ama so forth. That was the origin of blockchain. Moving kwa hapa ni kama nataja tu the major milestones of blockchain throughout the years. Bitcoin was around 2009, or it was created by a known person or a group of people. We don't know if it was a single person or a group of people under the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. Bitcoin was the very first application of blockchain technology, which was strictly it was very strict on kwamba the Bitcoin, kwa mfano ukisoma the Bitcoin white paper, it was strict on finance, so kwamba the digital assets on moving the without a centralized part, yani kwamba you can do peer-to-peer type of moving of digital currencies. So that was the major of Bitcoin. It was therefore to allow peer-to-peer type of asset movement. Then around the year 2015, Ethereum blockchain was introduced, ambapo ilikopo kwa Bitcoin was simply that, kwamba ilikuwa ina hata ukisoma the Bitcoin white paper, it was simply that, nothing else. Sasa Ethereum blockchain ime increase functionalities of a blockchain, kwamba it introduced the smart contracts, kwamba allowing more complex transactions and dApps to be built. So and NFTs compare, yeah. Around sasa tukiangalia the milestones of blockchain, kwamba around the year 2010 the very first Bitcoin transaction was done, ambapo the pizza purchase, everyone ambaye anajua ilikuwa imenunuliwa 2 pizzas with the several Bitcoins. I don't remember how many Bitcoins, but I think several Bitcoins. Around 2011 kulikuwa na emergence of multiple cryptocurrencies rather than the BTC itself. Kulikuwa na emergence of certain cryptocurrencies. Pia around the year 2017 kulikuwa na ICO, meaning the initial coin offering boom and widespread of the interest in blockchain. Around the year 2020 tukawa tunapata DeFi and introduction of NFTs gain popularity. So can everyone see this page clearly? Maki hii inaonyesha the evolution timeline of blockchain technology from the year 1991 to the year 2022. Can everyone see the page clearly?
Yes, inaonekana.
Yeah, nice. Well, I'll just look into a few. Kwa mfano tulisema on the year 1991, ambapo in the very first the introduction of blockchain technology was done, ambapo walikuwa wanafanya timestamping of digital documents to prevent backdating, ambapo ilifanyika na Research Haber and Stoneta. Way to 2022, right? Hapa ndo tuliona kwamba Satoshi releases the Bitcoin software around 2008. Hapa ndo ilikuwa proposed, lakini hapa ndo ilikuwa published, ilikuwa released yani. Kwa maanake this marks like the birth of blockchain as the backbone of cryptocurrencies. Way to 2022 ambapo ukaona kwamba Ethereum shifted to proof of stake consensus mechanism. Yeah, so yeah. So until Apple, we are okay, right? Market, this is all history. Before we move to how the actual blockchain works, are we okay with everyone paka hapo?
Yes, sir.
I'll take that. Is there a question?
No. I was just agreeing.
Just disagreeing.
No, nilikuwa nakubaliana na wewe.
Okay. So sasa hapa let's move to how the blockchain works. So tumezungumzia blocks, hashes, nonces. So how let's get a feel of how the blockchain works. Tukisema sijui one hash is interlinked to the other, blah blah blah, whatever. So hapa tutafanya a blockchain demo, right? Tutakuwa nitaonyesha how hashes works, how a block works, everything. So kama utaweza pia you can simply go to this website, then tukawa tunafanya pamoja. So yeah, we'll move to this website sasa. Is everyone seeing my screen?
Yes.
Fresh, yeah? Okay, nice. Okay, so, okay. The very first thing ambayo tulizungumzia something called hash, right? So hash basically ni kufanya what is this called? Una feature your intended data with a certain number. Yani you basically unafanya cryptographically hashing, yani manake una feature whatever content that you have in order for communication to occur, right? And that is the simplest definition of hashing if I kama sijakosea. So in blockchain sasa, what we using is the SHA-256 hash. So essentially ni kwamba whatever data that is written hapa is hashed. So it is converted to a fixed length of string of characters, numbers plus letters. So it is hashed hapa. Yep. Kama hapa ni kwamba this block of data, which is empty by the way, is hashed by this number. This is the fixed length string of characters that represent this type of data. Kwa mfano nikaandika hello, you see kwamba the hash inabadilika kwa sababu each data is converted into its specific fixed length string of characters. So kwa mfano na hapo ulikuwa unaona kwamba whenever I change a single letter, the hash also differs. Kwa mfano if I remove the O, utaona the hash differs. Is someone asking a question?
Nani? Haya.
Sorry, Jaman, if kama uja mute your mic, can you please do so? Okay, so tuendelee. As I was saying, ni kwamba whenever we make any change to the data, pia the hash differs. If we remove the L, unaona ina differ. If we remove another L, it differs. If we remove ina differ mpaka kurudi hapa ambapo the data is empty. So you can see kama we are encrypting our data with this long string hapa, and whenever we make any change, the hash inabadilika. Kwa hapo it's not possible to tamper ama to get to know what yani what data is converted into that particular hash. So mpaka hapa nimeelekeka kwenye what a hash is, right? So sasa we'll see kwenye a block, in the block kwamba in the block hapa. Okay, sasa tukija kwenye block tumeshaona hash. Sasa tunakuja kwamba tumeshajua hash kwamba whatever data that we enter, it is hashed into several string of letters and numbers. Sasa hapa tunakuja kwenye block, a single block, right? This represents the block number. Kwa mfano hapa it represents block number 1. Hapa this is a nonce. This number tutaiona what it means, lakini basically tutaona what it means, and this is the data and this is the hash. So we can see kwamba from the hash kuna the very first 4 zeros, right? 4 zeros. Now we can also notice the green color ya hii block. So first of all, hapa nataka notice the following changes. If I write anything on the block, on the data part, ni kwamba this block now is unverified. If I remove, manake umeona the hash starts with 000 4 zeros and it turns green, manake kwamba it is a verified type of block. Kwamba imeshakuwa verified with the nodes, then imeingizwa sasa in the chain. Lakini if we alter anything, even one letter, inakuwa red, meaning that it is unverified. Manake it's supposed to be verified in order for it to be inserted in the blockchain. Sasa what is a nonce? Kama hapa tunaona the very first 4 characters hizi ni 0000, yani 4 zeros, right? So a nonce is a number. Sasa tukiwa tunasema the computation ambayo it is required, it is a number that let's do this. So let's say labda high, umeona it has changed from first 4 zeros to imekuja 8043. If I do mine, manake I am validating this, umeona the nonce imebadilika, lakini we still got 000. That's the first four letters of the hash. A nonce is a number that represents a verified block ama hash. Simple as that tuseme. Kwa maana nyingine sasa tukisema the computation, kwa manake if we do hapa mine, manake ni kwamba if kama tumeweka hapa labda hi Karim, right? So tumemake changes. Kwa manake sasa the new hash hii hapa. Kwa what the validators ama nodes do ni kama hapa they mines. Nikibonyeza mine is what I'm validating the block. Niki verify manake hapa sasa the no computation power ni kwamba inaangalia from number 0 mpaka uko infinity, which will represent the very first 4 numbers hapa as 000. Kwa if I mine, you'll see itarun huko mpaka imepata hapa number which is 00 blah blah blah. That is a block. Where we on time? Okay, so now let's see on the blockchain part haraka before going to the distributed part. Sasa a blockchain, as I said, ni kwamba a series of blocks interlinked together. Kwa mfano hapo unaona block number 1, block number 2, block number 3 and so forth huko mpaka infinity, right? And kama unavyosema kwamba the hash of the next block the hash of the previous block ipo kwenye hash of the next block. Kwa mfano hapo unaweza kuona this hash is the same as this hash. Right. Yeah. If you see this hash 000157 is this hash, and this hash is the one that is here. Kwa manake these things are interlinked together. Whenever I make a change hapa, let's say I make a change hapa, the subsequent blocks mbele zote zinakuwa kwamba yani it's not correct. It shows kwamba this thing was tampered with and hizi zote ni unverified. Kwa manake if I nikamua kwenye blockchain, nikamua make a change on a certain block, I have to change all the coming blocks mpaka mwisho. Because that is where the hardness ya kutemper with blockchain comes with. Kwa sababu you have, kama umechange block number 2, then you have to change block number 3, block number 4, until the last block. Yeah. Yeah, and then so if labda tukaweka hapa hello, right? Umeona block zote zimebadilika because this is the very first block. But if we mine, manake we are verifying it, utaona the nonce imebadilika. The number hapa starts with 0000, 4 zeros as I said. Then this hash imeletwa hapa, right? Lakini this thing is still what is this called? It's still red. Where are we on time? Okay, so let me just finish on a very quick thing, then we'll round up because we only have an hour. I'll finish on a very quick thing, then I'll round up. So tuje hapa kwenye distributed. So in the definition of a blockchain, so it's a distributed ledger. Kwa tumesema kwamba we have nodes, right? Nodes ni kama a computer, kwamba verifying. Whenever at any particular instant of time, a distributed type of blockchain inamaanisha kwamba each and every node will have the same copy of the whole blockchain. Kwa umeona hapa pia, this is labda the very first node ambayo inaitwa labda pia A, right? Huyu hapa atapata E copy, same to B, same to C, right? Kwa these are like nodes ambazo tupo nazo kwenye blockchain. Kwa all of them they'll have the same copy. Kwa manake whenever transaction is done, these guys wanatakiwa wafanye the consensus mechanism kuruhusu the block to be added. Kwa whenever I make a change hapa, kama hapa tulivyosema kwamba whenever you make a change, the subsequent blocks pia they need a change. If I do mine labda this thing, afu angalia the difference, you see hapa. Okay, you see hapa kwamba these guys are not the same, kwamba this is different. You see hapa, this is different, but these guys are still kama zile za zamani, right? Oh, sorry first. I have to ask a very quick question. Chuche, when are we winding up the session?
I mean, it's supposed to be by the hour, but like I think you guys are, I think we are free to continue until you finish. It's up to the guys wenyewe na schedules zetu, so mimi sina kiendelea hapo ya. But just a quick shout out, because like I said, schedule Monday, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and ambayo inakuwa online, then Saturdays tunakutana physically. So kwa wiki kwa sababu tumeanza leo Wednesday, Saturday tutakutana tena Monday online, then that next week tutakutana physically Jumamosi. So yeah, but we can continue.
Okay, maybe around 10 minutes about conclude. So we should.
Are you getting an error? Are you getting a muda umeisha kwani kwenye Zoom?
No. Ni kwamba tu according to the schedule, yani ni magato according to the schedule.
Awesome. Sorry.
Yeah, Zoom
Okay,
ina limit, kwa hiyo we can just go on. Sidhani kama ni kipengele kwa
Okay, basi let's continue. Let's come back. Back up, I've given you guys a feel of what the blockchain is, a hash, a block, how the blockchain works. So unaweza pia try it yourself. Just go to this website, get to familiarize yourself about how the blockchain works, how these hashes work, so forth. So there is the website. Pia these slides will be shared. Utaweza kuiona. Sasa let's continue the slides. Sasa how a block is added. So when a transaction is done, is initiated, maanake labda ina involve labda transfer of information ama valuable assets, block is generated, right, to represent the transaction. Okay, kwa sijaonyesha, lakini basically what a real block is, itakuwa something like this. It will be something like this. It will be something like this, kwamba instead of just having pale ile sehemu ya data, kwa manake for instance kama unakopa labda unahamisha hela, kwa maana nyingine these are what are recorded, because there is a transaction hapa, hii inaonyesha the amount ambayo ulikuwa nayo, like the very first block. Then hapa inakuja inaonyesha kwamba from your $100 labda 100 of this token ambayo hapa iliitwa tu kama dollars, kwamba you transfer this from your account to Sophia, you need to Lucas, Emily. This was the hash. So now I wanted to show you that a block is created generating the transaction, but remains unvalidated. Kama huko tulivoona kwamba whenever we input the data, the block inakuwa red, right? Iwe green mpaka iwe validated by the nodes. So sasa baada hapo tukaona kwamba on the part of distributed ledger ni kwamba the block sasa is distributed to the network nodes. Kwa kila mtu anapata the same copy of it in the public blockchain. So then sasa the nodes zinaanza commence the validation process. Inategemea watatumia consensus mechanism ipi. Because there is proof of work, proof of stake, and so forth. And there's proof of agreement ambayo inatumika kama na Stellar. Yeah. Then sasa wakisha validate, kunakuwa na reward and confirmation. Kwa mfano kwenye proof of stake kuna our nodes wanapewa rewarding, upon successful validation nodes are rewarded based on the contribution. Kwenye proof of work pia same thing, wanakuwa rewarded. Kwenye proof of stake wanakuwa rewarded. Tutaziona hizo the difference between hiyo POS na POW. Then hapo sasa ndo after the transaction is validated, manake the transaction is finalized and considered complete. So this is the process of how a transaction is done in the blockchain. Whatever that you do in the blockchain passes through this process. So yeah. Now we could see up some blockchain terminologies. There is a thing called smart contract. Basically this is a series of code that you write, ambayo basically yenyewe inafanya a self executing contract. Ni kama mkataba, lakini it's written in code, either in Rust, Solidity, whatever. But it's written in code kwamba mkataba between two people that is written in codes kwamba ina detect whatever that is to be done. So that is a smart contract. Kwa mbeleni huko in the further sessions we'll see smart contracts. A node, tumezungumzia node sana. So a node is a computer that basically participates in the blockchain network. Sawa, but is also a ledger. A ledger ni kama Excel tu, yani chukulia kama Excel, yani ni kama yule Mangi, zamani Mangi akifanya mauzo, ni kwamba anakuwa na daftari anarekodi, right? Anarekodi whatever ambaye anauza, sijui ananunua whatever. Kwa ledgers basically like that, an Excel, a book, whatever that you consider it, lakini kwa ajili ya transactions done in the blockchain. Now a consensus, nimekuwa naongelea consensus mechanism, lakini a consensus is basically the process by which hizi nodes ambazo ni computers they agree on the validity of transaction. Kwa hizi nodes zinatakiwa ziwe na a single way ya kuagree kwamba is this transaction valid ama invalid, right? Kwa hiyo ndio inaitwa the consensus, kwamba is the process sasa by which these nodes they agree on the validity of the transaction. But there is also a hash ambayo tumeiona ambayo ni basically labda a cryptographic function ambayo inachukua labda an input or a message and converts it into a fixed length of string of characters. So basically ni kama sequence of numbers and letters, which also tumeiona. There is also a wallet ambayo itakuwa kama digital tool that allows users to store and manage their cryptocurrencies. We all see this in action on the later lectures. So let's talk about the consensus mechanism. As we say, the consensus mechanism is the process by which blockchain networks achieve agreement on the state of the ledger. So the nodes zinatumia process gani kusema kwamba this thing is valid, this block is valid, this is not. So basically it ensures all participants agree on a single version of truth, maintaining integrity and security of the blockchain. Kwamba najua kwamba if a node ikipitisha transaction kwenye labda Ethereum network, Ethereum 2.0 network, magi tunajua is a proof of, imetumia consensus labda ya proof of stake consensus. So basically ni kwamba mna agree on a single version of truth, imradi muweze ku maintain integrity na security of the blockchain. So the types of consensus mechanism, there is proof of work. Kwa hapa ambayo ndio ina require what is so called nodes ama miners to solve complex mathematical problems to validate transactions and create no blocks. Hapa tumeiona sasa on the nodes part, right? Tumeona kwamba sasa that blockchain ama blocks tulizokuwa tunadili nao pale zilikuwa ni rahisi tu kwamba 1 to 2 aba 1000, which yani in a real type of blockchain that can be yani labda 1000 blocks can be achieved labda in a second, yani umeona. So there are so many blocks to verify. Kwa maana nyingine whatever transaction is done in order to validate it, there are miners ambao hawa ni computers, right, which have very high computational power in order to solve the complex mathematical problems and validate the transactions so as to create the new blocks. Kwa mfano hapa hii inatumika sana sana kwenye Bitcoin, Bitcoin blockchain. Now their reward is basically based on something called like Bitcoin halving, something like that. Yeah. So basically Bitcoin halving, this is a new concept sample, is ni kama tu event ambapo the Bitcoin network that yani inaokaa every 4 years ama after every 210,000 blocks are mined. Because it's a process whereby the reward for mining new Bitcoin blocks is cut into half, right? For instance, sasa hivi The halving ambayo ya mwisho ilifanyika ilikuwa around 2020 ambapo ilikuwa imereduce reward ya kumine from 12.5 Bitcoin to 6. Kwa later on ambapo itafanyika sasa tena ambayo ilikuwa imefanyika in 2024 just last year, ilikuwa imeshusha from 6.2 to around 3.1 something. Kwa nyingine tutaikuta around 2028. For that is proof of work. Then there is proof of stake. Proof of stake sasa hapa valid ni basically kama unavyosema proof of stake, you stake certain amount which is in the native coin of that particular network kama blockchain. So validators are chosen based on the number of coins they hold and are willing to stake as collateral. For instance, hapa inaotumia hii ni Ethereum 2.0. There is also delegated proof of stake ambapo participants vote for a small number of delegates to validate transactions and create new blocks. There is also Byzantine fault tolerance ambayo ina ensure that the system can continue to function, collect even if some nodes act maliciously. Kwa hiyo inatumika sana na Hyperledger Fabric. There is also proof of agreement ambayo inatumika na Stellar consensus na Stellar blockchain. Yeah. Then let's go. Yeah, we're just winding up. We're just winding up. Few minutes. We are done with the very first session. Then let's go to the benefits of blockchain. Kwa mpaka hapa tumeona kwamba blockchain is transparent, right? Kwamba all transactions are recorded on a public ledger that can be audited by anyone. So you can see what transaction was done, who it was done to, and so forth, right? But it's also security, tumeona kwa ajili ya hashes, lakini pia kwamba the next block having the hash of the previous block, or if you edit a block, you have to edit all the blocks that follow ahead of it. Kwa maana inafanya tampering ngumu, right? Then there is efficiency, kwamba it automates processes and reduces the need of intermediaries. Automating processes tumeona kwenye issue ya smart contracts ambayo tutakuja pia tutaona baadaye, lakini pia ina reduce the need of intermediaries kwa sababu it's a peer-to-peer type of thing. Hakuna centralized power. There is also traceability. You can actually trace anything that you want. Kwamba it provides a clear record of the origin, the journey of assets that can be used labda in supply chain management. Lakini sasa in challenges ama limitations, ni kwamba handling of large number of transactions quickly is kind of difficult kwa sababu we are the type of nodes. Lakini this is very specific to very certain types of blockchain kwa sababu newer blockchains, for instance, labda they're quite fast, very fast. So labda tu at some point ikiwa imepata congestion, so things like that. Kwa hii challenges kila bit in handling large number of transactions, it was back then. Energy consumption ambao kama kwenye Bitcoin miners ambao wanatumia proof of work consensus mechanism. Kwa ni kwamba in order for you to even mine a single block, you have to like use a very large power. Kama wote mshakuona hizi Bitcoin mining facilities, high GPUs, electricity nini, kwa hivyo. Then the regulatory uncertainty ambapo hakuna clear regulations in many jurisdictions. Labda tu sasa hivi ndo tumeona kwamba as in the US is trying to legalize some stuff, lakini pia na adoption yake. So all these were like myth back then. Sasa hivi ni kama we are adopting as the continent, we are adoption kwa sababu there is adoption, there's kuna legalization. So let's go to use cases of blockchain. So there are certain properties of blockchain that makes it desirable for different use cases. So there is a part of decentralization. Ni kwamba distributed stakeholders require decentralized management system. Ni kwamba hakuna central authority, kwamba kama pale tumeona kwamba it's distributed peers, several guys have the same copy of the blockchain at any particular point of time. So it is decentralized to several people across the world. So it is decentralized. So kutakuwa na use cases ambazo zinatumia the decentralization property of the blockchain. Lakini tumeona issue ya data security and privacy, kwamba sio rahisi kutamper with data. Lakini tumeona pia kwamba mwanzoni kabisa there is ownership part, ni kwamba kutakuwa na use cases ambazo zinatumia the ownership part ya blockchain, the availability of records and transparency and trust. We're almost done. Use cases of blockchain. The major use case ni cryptocurrencies, right? As we all know, ni kwamba you can do whatever that you want. There is no limitation. No one can, amna mtu yote ambaye anaweza akakuuliza why you doing with your money, whatever. Hivyo there is the major use case ya blockchain, cryptocurrencies. Lakini sasa there are several what we call other use cases of blockchain, ambapo kuna kama because of their immutable record keeping, or we have seen several companies. For instance, kuna kitu kinaitwa odometer fraud. Odometer fraud ni kwamba mileage ile ya gari, ile mileage ya gari. A lot of people tamper with ile mileage ya gari, mradi waweze kuuza gari kwa hela kubwa zaidi. Right? Kwa sasa there is a company called Bosch IoT Labs which ipo Germany na Switzerland, ambapo yenyewe sasa imeanza kufanya inafanya odometer fraud type of a startup to prevent odometer fraud in Germany and Swiss, ambao wameanza kutest na 100 cars. So basically what they do ni kwamba every single car ambayo inakuwa uniquely identified, inakuwa inaonyesha kwamba this is the labda the mileage of it at a certain particular point of time. Na tumeona kwamba they are tamper proof, it's not that easy to to tamper with it. Lakini pia there is voting. There is a company called Agora, as I said initially, a Swiss company ambayo inafanya blockchain using voting using blockchain technology. So there's several use cases of blockchain. Lakini basically what you should be looking at this. Does whatever that you're building require these things? Then you'll get kwamba if blockchain is nice for your whatever that you're building or not. So I'll give another example, which I think will be the final example hapa, on terms loyalties. Then I'll welcome Machuche, kwa sababu they also have a blockchain company Tanzania, waonyesha kwamba the real use case kwamba even kwa Tanzania these things are possible na zimeshaanza kufanyika, right? Kwa mfano imagine labda kwenye hii inaitwaje, labda charitable donations, right? Charitable donations, kwamba siku hizi donations nyingi labda kwa NGO huwa hawezi kujua kama funds zimetumika kisawasawa. Or maybe you have like a governance type of a thing, labda a DAO, which is decentralized autonomous in a verify proposals, in a verify and so forth. Lakini pia maybe imagine there is a company labda ina deal na kupublish arts za artists. Yeah, let's use this example. Wangapi hapa labda wamesoma shule, wamemaliza kutumia yani baba wao wamewanunulia vitabu, right? Kwa mfano labda mimi nisoma PCM, nilinunuliwa chand ya physics, ya chemistry, mathematics, right? Nilinunuliwa chandi. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. We can hear you.
Okay. So nilivyokuwa form 6 nilinunuliwa chandi ya physics, ya chemistry, mathematics. Kwa wazazi wangu walitoa like 50k. 150k, ndio hivyo, 1,500,000 kununulia vitabu vitatu. Lakini mimi nina mdogo wangu right, nilivyomaliza kusoma nikamwachia yeye mdogo wangu vitabu vyangu. Kwa maana nyingine, waandishi wa chai wamepata faida mara moja tu kwa kuniuzia mimi right. Mdogo wangu pia ana mdogo wake, kama wote tunasoma PCM, manake pia na vitabu vyangu atamwachia yeye. It's like a chain ya kuachia vitabu ambavyo vimenunuliwa mara moja tu. It's a good thing for us, hatukatai, lakini what about the author? Ni kwamba amepata the money one time, lakini using blockchain technology manake ni kwamba we can put it in such a way kwamba whenever you're selling part of whatever I own, I still get incentivized. Kwa kwamba mimi nimenunuliwa mara kwanza, nikimpatia mdogo wangu pia atapewa certain percent, labda haitakuwa the same thing kama nilivyonunuliwa mimi, hivyo hivyo. Kwa maana it's a continuous process ya mtu kupewa hela. It's just one among the several use cases of blockchain ambayo wake wa halisi. I'd like to welcome Machuche and Victor to talk maybe about their initiative, kwa sababu they are among the very first guys to do a blockchain technology startup in Tanzania. Victor?
Yeah.
Victor Machuche?
Nipo hapa. I was hoping Machuche would go because he hasn't spoken as much, but I can speak. By the way, asante sana Karim, thank you so much for sharing. This has been very, very amazing to hear and learning again, you know. So yeah, mimi naitwa Victor, kwa wale ambao mnaingia, ambao mko kutokea mwanzo, I did an introduction. But yeah, we started a blockchain company back in 2022 into Chatafisha. Our idea grew from like, okay, we were curious about, okay, this amazing technology, like Karim mentioned, has all these possibilities. Kitu kikubwa ambacho nilikipenda watu unafanya ile demo, you saw the mechanism. Kwa wengine ambao ni mara ya kwanza I'm sure you're familiar with this, kama ni mara yako kwanza pia kujiunga kwenye all your learning and understanding how blockchains work. You see, una ujumbe, afu ule ujumbe ukiandika unakuwa encrypted na hash number. Now, the most important thing ambayo kwa mimi, kwa mpande wangu, ambacho I would like to also talk about why we decided to do this was, if you can hide a message and encrypt it and send it, inakuwa ina thamani, kwa sababu kitu ambacho unakificha na unaweza kukamisha upande mwingine kwenda upande mwingine, kinakuwa kina thamani. So a lot of people use this technology or this idea of like, okay, now I can move value over the internet and encrypt it, and then it's validated by people around me in a network that I don't need to know the other person. It's the most decentralized ecosystem ever. Inafungua opportunity nyingi sana za wewe kusema, oh my god, we can build so many things on top of this, you know, in terms of record keeping, data collection, moving value, kama cryptocurrencies or other things like the way we've been learning on this session. So for us, kama Chatafisha, tuanza with that idea in mind and then grew from there. We started with data collections za mazingira. Karim was one of the first developers to even help us make the first MVP so we can show use case. So it's something that's ever growing. And then now we start to like experimenting with like, okay, can we create NFTs? We create an NFT marketplace. This is another way to show like, hey, can we capture value of data tunazo kusanya kwenye maisha yetu kila siku, tuziongezee thamani ili kuweza kubadilisha maisha husika ambao on ground, and then we can avoid crazy like bureaucracy or infrastructure ambazo zina mlaza sana mtumiaji wa kila siku. And then to another thing, we created NIDA labs to kind of show, okay, can we pay for things using these digital values of things kama asset or digital coins. Now this is things we'll learn as we get more into these sessions. So for me as a builder in the blockchain space, as a startup ecosystem, it was very amazing to learn, because there's a heart of learning, but also bado sana, and I would say. So something we're still building. So if you're here, you're a developer, you're a student, you want to dab into this, I would say the time is now. Just come through, bring ideas, we'll learn together, create a community, and find solutions ambazo tukazitumia. Kikubwa anachoona kwenye malipo, kwenye makato ya kidijitali, we're still paying a lot of money. Kwenye mikopo, wengine mnasongesha hapa wote, there's 33% we pay. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Kama unalipa 30%, 15%, 10% kwenye miamala. So these are the things that this technology can solve. So let's learn together, let's build, and then slowly we'll get to that place where we can really bring the solutions using this technology. I'll say that for me, David, kama una kitu chochote cha kuongezea hapo.
I think umegusia vyote hapo mzee. I think you're so passionate. I think unaweza ukaendelea usiku mzima. I think cause muda ushaenda, but let's just try wrap it up. I think shout out Karim as well. Ntiro sijamsikia kabisa leo. But just to point it out again, we have the sessions kila Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturdays ndo kuna physical boot camp, lakini kwa wiki hii kwa sababu tumeanza Wednesday, we're gonna meet next Saturday physically for the first time. So the next session online itakuwa on Monday, same time, same schedule. We have a Notion page ambayo tuna share the schedules there. So kama unajua mtu yote ambao anataka kujoin, I think kuna kwanza pale sijui ni Baraka kama sikosei, kuna mmoja alisema anataka ku contribute Duniayetu. Just feel free to ping and just if you want to contribute, feel free. It's an open canvas for everyone. Hii kitu ni ya wote. Like personally, I love to see everyone like Tanzania on the map. I think kuna mmoja aligusia mwanzo pale kwamba TZ kidogo tuko nyuma compared to like countries like Nigeria and Kenya, because them boys is pushing, you know, and getting people on chain is one thing. Like in sasa how we can like abstract the whole technology, kwamba mtu wa kawaida yule mtu yuko kijijini, mtu yuko wapi anaweza kaitumia bila kuwaza sijui connect wallet. For me that's like the next step also. So yeah, excited for this chapter and looking forward to the next schedule, and we're going to be sharing the slides kwenye group mle pia, and if you guys have any feedback and reviews, feel free to ping and suggest anything. Yeah, I think we can wrap it up there and just call it a night. So asanteni kwa everyone who joined, and sorry imechukua muda kidogo because we had the interest at the beginning, but yeah, we'll share everything in the group pale and see you guys on Monday next week. Take care, y'all. Siku mwema.
Thank you very much
Yeah,
for joining.
thank you.
Yeah,
Much.
let's give.
I'm gonna make it an amazing session. And
Ciao,
again,
man.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Peace. I'm guessing umefanya recording, so we'll share that as well on the group. If you need help editing, just send it my way, and I can help cut it up and make it out.
Yeah. You can also reach out kama kwenye group. You can reach out to any of the guys, Mimi, Machuche, Santa, Marenga, Victor, anyone. We are freely available. We can, and we'll always text back. So yeah, thank you everyone for showing up, and let's meet on Monday.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome, guys.